What I wanted to talk about is honestly the idea of why it is so important to be selective in the partners that we choose to build long-term relationship with, i.e., like commitment, marriage, building a family, and starting a combined life. I think it's really important, especially if you have come from families where the dynamic was somewhat less than ideal. Like if there were unhealthy patterns within your family or within our families that we saw growing up, whether it's through argumentative dynamics or one person being less present than the other or the energy always being in the room but people not saying the thing out loud. All of that genuinely influences how we turn out as adults. And I also think it's really important, especially for people who grew up in families where there was a lot of burden or expectation or responsibility placed on you for whatever the circumstances might be, that you really do your due diligence to seek out a partnership that truly rectifies what bonds were broken in your family that will not be carried over in a generational way. Because we repeat the things that we live through, and we need people who are healthy, whole, and nurturing to show us new ways to live and new ways to relate and new ways that we can nurture love between each other and not just what we saw and were implicitly taught through the interactions that we observed with our caregivers, with other family figures, or the perhaps the community around us.